Hey folks, a couple of videos on the Runequest games that I ran at GenCon this year, being 2017. I'm actually going to go backwards. I'll start with the last one first. I only had the 3 players for this one, and the scenario is kind of designed for 6, although they only give you 5 characters in the quick start, where the scenario is also there, so maybe it's 5 or 6. But Chaosium came up with a 6th character, and it's a shaman, and so they had some additional spirit magic, spirit world kind of rules and stuff. But this group, there was a couple of guys who came together, and then a girl who had come to the game by herself. Now she had not played RuneQuest before, but she remembers her parents playing RuneQuest, so she was kind of excited about it. And the other 2 guys were excited as well. One had been trying to do research on Glorantha and Runequest and stuff like that, so he knew a little bit about a lot of things. And then he had his friend there that he was trying to teach the game to and have him come along, that kind of thing. So they selected their 3 characters, and we went through the whole intro thing at the beginning, having discussions with the clan chieftain's wife, and given the quest with the 3 requirements. You know, follow the raiders, retrieve the cattle, and exact retribution for this insult, kind of thing. And as I've been running these games, I've been changing the introduction bit by bit by bit, to the point where now I discuss with them, you know, you're doing normal morning things, you know, brushing your buffalo for the cavalry woman, or shining your armor and sharpening weapons for some of the fighter guys, and we're just getting some breakfast or whatever, normal morning stuff things. And then I have a horn blow that everybody stops and listens and waits. And there's a second blow, and so everybody starts to run towards the center of the village. And at the center of the village is the longhouse with Zara, the clan chieftain's wife, there, and she tells everybody about this, that the cattle had been stolen. There was a raid last night, but it wasn't an ordinary raid, and so everyone needs to be aware. Everyone needs to be careful. And then she points out to each of the adventurers, you know, come with me. And then she goes inside, and then at that point she gives a little discussion on more details about the fact that 2 of the herders were killed, and the 3rd one left for dead. They have brought her back. Her name's Bera. Brought her back, and she's healing in the back of the longhouse. So, you know, of course they agree to do this thing, and then they've got a choice. They can go talk with Bera. I don't say that, but essentially they've got 2 choices: go talk with Bera or go up and check out the raiding site. Most everybody goes up to check the raiding site. That's what these guys did. They went up there. They wanted to search around, though. They were looking for some evidence up there, but they missed their rolls. So, as it says, it's hard to disguise 3 score of cattle running across the plains. So the trail is easy to follow. And they follow it for 2 days. It's just a script writing kind of thing. And then the path heads north. And so they come up on the path. One of them notices the little murder of crows, and so they go up slowly. You know, they're investigating what's really going on. You know, check out what are these crows doing, that kind of thing. And they get the crows. Crows eventually fly away, and there's this body there. So they, on their own, decide that they need to, you know, bury this person. They're able to determine that it is in fact a gray dog, one of the members of the clan that raided. And so they start doing that. At that point, have them make scan rolls. One of them made it, and they notice out behind this copse of trees nearby is this old man watching them. And so these guys called out to him, and when they do that, he turns and runs. And so then they chase him down, and you know, they've got animals, so it's an easy, quick run down to get a hold of him. And he does this whole little thing, and they make their rolls to figure out this guy is, you know, blind. He can't really see, and then they do some quick talk or orate rolls and finally get him calmed down and discuss things. And he asks them to, no, we need to bury this woman and put her soul to rest, and they agree to that. And because you know, they already started to try to do that, so they go through the whole spiel of preparing the corpse and trying to summon her ghost. And every single game I've played so far has just been a regular success. So they've got to wait a while. And I adjusted this. Instead of taking an hour, I put 1 to 6 times 10 minutes. So it can be an hour, averages 30 to 40 minutes. Because I just think everybody's dancing or singing, doing some kind of chanting or augmentation for this guy casting a spell, and you got it. Nobody's gonna just stop and wait. They're gonna keep doing this. Do it for an hour. That's pretty horrendous. So I changed that. And then on the special success, it's 1 to 10 minutes instead of just 10 minutes. And then the critical she just pops up immediately. So there's no change there. So she shows up in like 10, 20 minutes, I think it was. And she's, not really keen on these Kalimar guys, but the shaman's there, so she speaks with the shaman. The other guys try to ask her questions, have them make some more fast talk orate rolls. And they weren't able to make those. So the shaman says we need to put her spirit to rest, and she tells them what she needs. She needs to have revenge on Danikos, the guy who killed her. Needs to have her 4 friends returned or saved, and the cattle returned to the Kalimar tribe, because her and her friends had decided, this killing thing was bad news. They should not have done that. They were shocked it happened. And so their plan was, once they get rewarded by their clan chieftain, they were going to go back to the Kalimar tribe and pay triple the death price for the people who died. So they're good guys. They just got caught up in a situation that went bad really fast. So the shaman asked, will you help the woman in this thing? They said they would. And so they finished the burial. There's a cairn there they have to make, and then it gets darker. Rain starts coming down. You hear thunder in the south, and so the shaman turns around and starts heading home. They follow after him and talk to him and convince him to let them come with him. So they go to his hovel. There's some background stuff goes on there, just RP kind of stuff. And in the morning, he wakes him up, and they did some more fast talk orate rolls. So he agreed to come with them, but he's afraid of this land and all the spirits and things like that. He's been broken mentally due to spirit combat in the past. So one of them actually makes some rolls and recognizes him for who he is. So they get some information on him that way. And then they head north, but they've got to make some tracking rolls. They do give you double percentage because it's a wide path, but it rained really heavy last night, so everything's been washed out. So they weren't able to make their rolls, and they weren't able to make their rolls. So they wander around for a couple of hours until they can find the way, and up they go. In a previous table, I skipped the rock lizard encounter because I've bumped up against the 4-hour time limit for this thing. And in fact, on Friday afternoon, I had one that ran for 4.5 hours. But luckily, the guys wanted to keep playing. They didn't have anything they had to get to, so they stick around. So let's do just 3 guys. I want to make sure they get some combat in, so I go ahead and bring in the rock lizard. They got one guy back with a bow shooting at him, twang, twang, twang. Got the cavalry woman swinging around trying to. No, that was the other group. Somebody shooting. Another one went up to engage. Oh, slinging. She was using a sling. That's right. She was the knowledge one. So I got a guy with a bow shooting twice around. The sling's going twice around. And the girl with the sling is moving forward every round as well, trying to get closer. And then the third guy is actually Harmas, the clan chieftain's son. So he rides up to try to intercept them. Gets off his mule, or his, yeah, he has zebras. So he got off his zebra rather, and then tries to, because these rock lizards are chasing down a bull, one of the cattle. And so he's trying to, interpose, get in front of them, that kind of thing. And he's trying to engage the rock lizards. I couldn't quite figure out what exactly, like he wanted the rock lizards to attack him instead of the cow. But the rock lizards got their claws into the cow. The cow is bleeding. They know it's going to die soon, so they're staying on it. So eventually he moves up to engage, and sure enough, one of the rock lizards gets a critical hit on his left leg, does massive amounts of damage. He goes down in shock, but there's like 2 or 3 of them right there, and so they start chomping on him. So his character died. They end up with the bow and sling. Oh, one of the rock lizards ran off because it got hurt bad enough that it just took off, and the other ones, they were able to engage and kill off very quickly otherwise. So I had the kid whose character died go and pick another one of the characters, and eventually she would, got to the village late, was told go catch up with these guys. They're on the road, and then she's just following their trail kind of thing. So eventually she catches up with them. They get to the old roads. They go further up into the ruins. They go ahead and sneak over the wall, leaving their animals out, and they get lost a couple of times. But they manage to find the cattle and get to the center tower. They hear the chanting inside, and then they spend a significant amount of time discussing what to do next. So, you give them some time, and I make a roll for the guy inside, and it was an +6. That was a special success. He heard them out there talking. So he does his thing, which is he goes and he hides, and he starts casting spells on himself to prepare for combat. So they eventually, peek inside, see what's going on. Oh, they did. That's right. They cast a rune spell, find enemy. So the knowledge girl, the one with the sling, she knows exactly where this guy is inside. You can't see him because I have rocks and rubble and stuff. So, but she knows where he is, and she tells her, hey, so there's somebody in there who intends us specifically harm, who's in there against the wall of the tower on that side. And so the fellow whose first character died has the bison cavalry woman Vasana, and she didn't kick ass. But so she just bolts in there, assuming it's Danikos. Danikos, where are you? And is watching. Obviously, she knows where he is roughly. And so Danikos pops his head up, casts a spell. It's not Befuddle. What's the other one? Cast a spell that he failed his save on, so he ends up retreating as far as he can. So he retreats out of the tower. The knowledge woman with the sling, she's got sword and shield out. She moves in and engages with Danikos, the bad guy. And the other fellow looks around. So I describe a handful of things going on. I don't know if I went into this much detail in my other ones, but there's a circular altar in the center of the tower chamber thing, and on top of it is a recently flensed bull skull with some bloody bones in front of it and a wet cattle hide hanging off one edge. There's the statue of the fertility goddess thing behind it. It's 30 feet tall kind of thing, and there's skulls all over the floor. There's these bowls everywhere. These rivulets of blood going to holes in the ground, and there's these 3 guys against one corner who are laying down there to sleep. They got their arms over their knees and their head down on their arms like they're sleeping. And so he goes over to check that out. He catches the first one, and he flops over because his throat's been slit, and they're all dead. And he flops over the next one, they all fall over, and so obviously guys are dead. The guy grabs one of them and tries to take it out, while the knowledge woman is fighting with Danikos. And Danikos, at this point, he's got a fairly decent percentage with his sword to begin with, but he's cast Protection 2 on himself, which boosts up his armor everywhere. Cast Blade Sharp 3 on his sword, because then +3 damage and +15% to hit. And then he casts Fanaticism, which adds half again his percentage. I think that's what it is. But he ends up with 135% to hit. So he swings to hit. He's got 135%. So unless he rolls double odd, he's going to hit. And when the Lancromai initiate parries with her shield, she's at -35% on her parry. And her parry's fairly decent, but with that -35%, it gets down really low. But she's able to block a couple of shots, but then she gets hit in the leg too, and she goes down. So one guy goes in, and he circles around the altar to get to the girl. At this point, Vasana had cast Dismiss Magic, I think it was, or Dispel, one of the two, on herself to get rid of the Demoralize spell that was cast on her. And so she's back in the tower and she's engaged with the guy. So she's fighting the guy. Their third party members trying to drag the girl out. And Vasana gets crit in, I believe, the abdomen. Although I think it was just a special. I don't think it was a crit. I don't remember anybody rolling an extra crit. So it was a special into the abdomen. And so that puts her down, though, and she can't go anywhere. And the guy's trying to drag the girl out. At this point, the shaman who's outside the tower just kind of watching things because he's afraid of the stone woman. He goes in, he grabs the girl, casts a heal 5 on her, which puts her leg back up so she can start walking and running, and tells the guy, go and stop him, and so that they can get away. So the shaman and the Blankermai initiate, they start taking off, and the dude goes to rush Danikos, who comes out, and he says he wants to throw a shield at, push him back. And they go, well, there are rules for knockbacks. So I let him throw the shield. And it hit Danikos in the gut. Hard enough to put him down. So Danikos is down, and the 3 run away. Almost a TPK, but they all got away, which is good. Although they did not successfully accomplish either of the 2 quests that they had to recover the cattle. Technically, they did get what's it called? Revenge against Danikos, but they weren't able to save the friends. So that's how that one went. A lot of fun. Went a bit long. The poor guy, both of his characters got killed. Runequest is a very dangerous system. Combat needs to be the last choice.